Hi, this is Connie. Today we're going to make a special pasta dish, one of our gang's favorites, Buttery Roma tomato pasta. It's made from scratch with fresh tomatoes, and good canned tomatoes will work too. But with fresh, there's nothing like it.
And hi, this is Vince. Welcome to A Quick Recipe.
Vince is going to help out by roasting the tomatoes for me.
Again, you can use canned tomatoes, but they should be whole and peeled. And you'll need a full 28-ounce can of them with the juice. For our fresh tomatoes, we're using Romas. But you can use plum, San Marzano, or cherry tomatoes. They need to be ripe to get the best flavor. You'll need about 2.5 pounds. In our recipe, we're using 12 good-sized Romas. Start by cutting off the ends. Instead of coring the stem, cutting the ends off, as I'm doing, allows the juices to bleed and release the excess moisture. Then cut them in half. This way, you don't have to turn them during roasting. Arrange the tomatoes on an oven pan with a lip, the skin side up, and so that they aren't touching. I've lined my pan with foil to make cleanup easier, and to protect the stainless pan from discoloration from the tomatoes' acid. Drizzle extra virgin olive oil over the tomatoes, so that each one gets enough to get thoroughly coated. To make sure the tomato halves are well coated, use a pastry brush. You'll see later why this makes peeling the tomatoes so much easier.
Want to see our next new recipe? Click the subscribe button.
And also please give us a like. It generates revenue to support the channel. We're taking some kosher salt, and just sprinkling them lightly. This will help to take some of moisture out of the tomatoes, and cause the skins to pucker, making it easy to peel them. Now roast the tomatoes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. This is the result you want. Perfect. Now you'll see how easy it is to peel them. Get a couple of bowls and start peeling. The skins just fall off. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Thanks Vince for doing the tomatoes. I've preheated a large pan over low heat. And I'm adding 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Let it melt slowly, making sure not to scald the butter. Vince coarsely sliced 1 large red onion for me. We're keeping the heat low so that the onion is slow cooked, which lets the onion sweeten and continue to become tender. Now that the onion is beautifully caramelized, we're adding 4 cloves of fresh garlic that are cut in half. Let the garlic lightly brown, and make sure that the heat is kept low. Again, it will allow the garlic to sweeten rather than burn. Now season the onion and garlic with kosher salt. And coarse black pepper to your taste. We like to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. It really helps to reduce the acidity of the tomatoes. You probably noticed that I'm adding coarse brown sugar. It has more density and depth of flavor than white table sugar. We're adding our beautiful Romas to the pan with the onion and garlic. Spread them out so that they all get equal attention. And maintain a low-medium temp, so they also soak up the seasoning and flavors from the other ingredients. Then cover the pan and let it simmer at low heat for 20 minutes. Occasionally give the pan a stir so that all of the ingredients marry. Meanwhile, it's a good time to start your pasta water and get your blender or food processor staged up, so it will be there when the tomatoes are ready. Before you drop the pasta, make sure to add 2 tablespoons of kosher salt to every 4 quarts of water for 1 pound of pasta. Other types of salt will also work, But do not use iodized salt. It gives pasta an unsavory metallic flavor. Once the tomatoes have thoroughly broken down, Vince is going to transfer the pan to our little food processor for blending.
Be very careful, because tomatoes are dense, they can be hard to handle and they retain heat. It's a good idea to pulsate the machine so the blades do their job. When everything takes on the consistency of a paste, add the mixture back to the pan. That's exactly the degree of density you want. Set aside about 1/3 of the sauce to finish off the pasta when plating it.
In the traditional Italian way, we're going to mix the pasta right into the sauce. Here's our list of ingredients for buttery Roma tomato pasta. This recipe will easily feed 4 to 6 adults. We use 2.5 pounds of ripe Roma tomatoes, that's about 12 of the medium-sized variety. You can substitute the fresh tomatoes with a 28-ounce can of your favorite canned, whole, and peeled tomatoes, with the juices. 1 large red onion very coarsely cut. 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter. 1 pound pasta, something like bucatini or linguine. 1 cup of grated parmesan cheese for finishing. 4 cloves fresh garlic cut in half. Plenty of extra virgin olive oil. Kosher salt and coarse black pepper. A handful of fresh basil for garnish. And finally, a tablespoon of coarse brown sugar. If the sauce needs thinning, just add some of the pasta water.
And for a hard copy of these ingredients with complete directions, use the download link that's in the Show More section.
Put a little of the sauce on, that we put aside, and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese to finish the dish.
The flavor of a fresh tomato sauce cannot be beat.
Bon appetit! Here are a few more tips and recipes that you may find interesting. Also, check out our website, aquickrecipe.com, for more interesting cooking ideas.
Thanks for watching. See you next time on our YouTube channel, A Quick Recipe.